Okay, so hi and welcome to IGCSE Sudarshan Studio. I hope you're able to see the screen which I am showing. So, yeah. Okay, stop streaming, and so that's what the paper that we are going to check out today. Okay, and this is what we have. We have IGCSE 0610/11 multiple choice paper MCQ, and that is core paper that we are going to do or solve today. Please remember, the core paper or the extended paper duration is 45 minutes. That means in 45 minutes you are supposed to complete the paper, but I must say that rather than 45, always take 40 minutes, and 5 minutes is basically for to check whether you have completed the MCQ sheet properly or the OMR sheet properly. Okay, so that's the most important part here. Okay, moving to this one. So duration, we got it. Multiple choice score that we are doing now. Use only pencil. Most of the student, what they do is they take the OMR sheet and start doing it. Start filling the bubbles with the help of pen. Please remember, pen is not allowed. You should only use pencil. Recommendation is B or HB from IGCSE. Okay, 40 questions, 45 minutes, or basically 40 minutes you take. 4 options you have. One of the option is correct. Okay, do not use any correction fluid or do not write on the barcode. Okay. There's no negative marking, by the way. And if you like the video, please support us by scanning the QR code, and I'll tell you why. The reason will be in the end of the video. Okay, so let's see what we have in question 1. The question 1 is, now please remember, this is core paper. Okay, the diagram shows how a seed change after it is planted in a soil and watered. Okay, so please remember, this is a keyword, that's a seed planted in soil and it is regularly watered. Now, which characteristics of living organism are demonstrated by the sequence in the diagram? So what is happening here? Germination process, and germination is showing a growth. You can see the growth of the root is taking place, as well as afterwards here shoot, right? So we can say that it is growth is one of the option. What else? Growth is the only factor here which is happening, or anything else? See, nutrition and reproduction is not happening, right? Okay, reproduction is not there, so we can mention sensitivity is one of the thing. Why sensitivity? Here, as you can see or observe here, the outer covering of the seed is breaking. The roots are growing towards the water. Okay, or again, what is that? Against the sunlight, against phototropism, whereas shoot is showing the phototropism here, growth, okay, towards the sunlight. So growth and the sensitivity. So basically here it is growth which is happening, and here it is phototropism which is happening. That's the reason we mention it for sensitivity. I hope this is clear now. Moving to the next question. Which row describes each part of the binomial system name for humans? Okay, so row describe each part of binomial system. Binomial means we have genus and we have species. That means a name which is having genus and species, and we know the human name is Homo sapiens, correct? But which is genus? Of course, this is the genus, right? So we have two options, but there's sapiens is kingdom or species? Of course, it's a species. So the option B is the correct one. Okay, that's easy. Next, third question. What are the characteristics of fish? Again, this is from chapter 1. So basically we got 3 marks question from chapter 1, right? Characteristics of fish. Now, maintain constant body temperature. First of all, can they do that? if you see the evolution period right from the fish to the mammal, it's only mammal and the bird which can maintain the temperature. So of course we have two options now. No. Okay, next one, egg covered in jelly. Jelly is there over the egg? Yes. Now external ears are present? No. Scales are present? Yes. So just by checking out the last option itself, within a 20-15 second you can guess what is the correct answer here, and that's basically here it is, D. Okay, moving to the next one. Which type of cell transports oxygen? Which type of cell transport oxygen? Is it ciliated, neuron, specialized mesophyll, or red blood cell? Of course it's a red blood cell, no doubt about it. This is from chapter 2, specialization of the cell. Remember these topics. Okay, now what ciliated cells do, by the way? They help in trapping the dust. Okay, they trap dust. Neurons helps in transmitting the signals, electrical signals. SIGNA, signals. And palisade mesophyll cell is for doing photosynthesis. They are specialized cell, right? Okay, so basically red blood cells carry O2 and CO2. Now next one, the diagram shows a plant cell. I'm explaining you because we don't know which question they will ask. Which type of cell helps in photosynthesis or transporting the signals? So I'm just explaining you what is the each and every cell doing here, so that you can take help from this video and can get a very good marks in your IGCSE exam. Next one, the diagram shows a plant cell. Fine. What is the function of the part labeled X? Now this is a plant cell, outer covering, so basically this is a cell wall. So what is the function of a cell wall? Okay, the function of the cell wall is, okay, where do we do? Does it control? No, it's a membrane. Very good. Photosynthesis? No. Protein synthesis? No. Cell wall helps in giving strength and support because they are made up of lignin. Okay, so lignin is present, which helps in the strength and support for the plant cell. Okay, so B is the correct answer here. Next one, 4 students used a microscope to view some onion plant cell. Each student drew one of the cell. Fine. So 4 cells are there. Each student drew one of the cell. Each student calculated the actual length of the cell and the magnification of their drawing. Which student produced the longest drawing of a cell? Okay, this is about onion plant cell. Calculated actual length and magnification of their drawing. Which student has done this largest one? Okay, actual length of onion cell in mm is 125 or 120, 150, 200. Okay, this is what they have mentioned. Next one, magnifying of a drawing is 150, 300, 225 and 175. Fine. Now which student produced the longest drawing cell? 175, 2, 150, 3. Magnification is very high here, so that means this person, the B here, is having the longest drawing of the cell. So this is answer is B. Okay, now next moving to the question 7. The table shows the concentration of gases in a plant vessel. Oh my god, in gases in a blood vessel. My bad. The table shows the concentration of gases in a blood vessel and in an alveolus. Which row shows the condition that causes a substance produced in respiration in humans to diffuse from the blood vessels into the alveolus? Okay, concentration of gases in the blood vessels. So this is what is there. Okay, which row shows the condition that causes a substance produced in respiration in humans to diffuse from blood vessel to, okay, what is the condition that makes to diffuse the gas from blood vessel to alveolus? Okay, now substance produced in respiration, produced during, first thing, see the hint here, produced in respiration. What is the byproduct in respiration? It is CO2. So oxygen cannot be, and both C and D option is not there. So produced during the respiration is carbon dioxide and carbon dioxide. So we have A and B option. In humans, substance concentration in the blood vessel. Now when you are releasing it, CO2 exhale, that means inside the blood the CO2 level should be high. That's it. Substance concentration in the alveolus will be low, so from the high to low diffusion takes place. That's it. The second one cannot be, because low to high is active transport, right? And that is basically for the ions, not for gases. So this is the wrong one, and the B is the correct one. I hope you got this answer here. Osmosis is one of the factor, please remember this. Osmosis or diffusion is something which goes from higher concentration to lower concentration. Okay, here it is about gases, so it's about diffusion here. Okay, moving to the eighth one. The diagram shows 4 identical pieces of potato plant tissue in a test tube. The piece of a potato were kept in a test tube for 6 hours. Fine, okay, no issues. Which piece of potato would have the greatest increase in mass after 6 hours? So after 6 hours, greatest mass will be, and the potato were kept which type of water? It is the distilled water, sugar which is 5%, 20% sugar, and air. The mass will increase in, first thing, it will not increase in D because there is no water only, so mass won't increase. Next one, sugar solution, here we have 2. Now what happens here? When sugar solution enters into the plant, this will decrease the mass. Okay, water, when you just imagine you have added some salt or sprinkled some salt over salad, over some vegetables or fruits, all the water from that plant or from that fruits, okay, or vegetables are withdrawn, and due to which the mass becomes less. Distilled water do not have any ions. There is no ions in them, or there are no impurities at all. So nothing is present inside it, due to which what happens is water enters into the plant and the mass of this potato piece will increase. So greatest increase we will see in distilled water sample. Okay, so that's the answer is A. Moving to the next one, which row correctly shows the element and small molecule that are found in a large molecule? Okay, so here it is element and small molecule that are found in large molecule. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. Small molecule glucose, large molecule is fat, right? So these are the options now. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, glycerol, fats. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, starch and starch. The large molecule then compared to the fat is basically starch. Okay, and now we have two options, glucose and glycerol. Glycerol do not contain this CHO. Starch or a carbohydrate is something which has this element, small molecule is glucose, and combination of all this will be going to form a large molecule called as starch here. Okay, so answer is 9 bit is C. Quite easy for core students. MCQ or theory or ATP are very easy. ATP is a common paper, so of course then theory and MCQs are a bit easy for you. Okay, so please focus on those core topics only. Now, which substance is the DCPIP test used for? DCPIP test is for vitamin C. Just close your eyes and do that. That's very simple. Fats is your which one is that? Ethanol test. protein and starch. Iodine test is there for your starch and protein. Let me know in the comment box which test you will perform for protein and which test you will perform for reducing sugar. Let me know about this too. A hint, both the answers will start from B. Correct. Okay, the answer will start from B. So one is for protein, the other one is for reducing sugar. Let me know in the comment box which would be the answer. So DCPIP test is used for vitamin C and it becomes completely colorless, orange to colorless. Fine. Okay. The result, positive result is orange to this one you should know about the things. Okay, iodine is blue black, fats completely cloudy in nature, protein, let me know, reducing sugar, let me know, intensity of the sugar. Depending on that you will have different colors also. Vitamin C from orange to the colorless form. Moving to the 11th question here, the graph shows the activity of 3 digestive system at different pH values. Fine, at different pH value. This is direct from the textbook. And which statement is correct here? Enzyme X and Y are both active at 7. At both active at 7, as you can check. Is it active at 7? No. So this option won't be. Okay, Y is there but not X. Now enzyme X and Z are both active at pH 4. X is at 4. Nope. And Z is also not at 4. Fine, because Z, as you can see, it is at highest value or optimum enzyme activity we can see only at pH level of 10 or 9.5. Next one, enzyme Y and Z are both active at pH 4. Y and Z, pH 4, no, Y and Z both are active at 7. So Y active at 7, Z active at its value we can see is this one. So we can say for this, and very close is for Z also. Highest level we can see here for Z here is 9.5, but the most close answer is this one. So D is the correct answer. Fine, if you have any doubt, always let me know in the comment box. I am ready to help you. This is the best place to learn biology. Okay, okay, so I hope there are not much doubts here happening. I hope this is getting clear, or we are live, right? Fine. Okay, moving to the next one. A student drew a diagram to show the substance used and produced in photosynthesis in a leaf. Okay, 1 plus 2 are used by the leaf and 3 plus 4 are produced by the leaf. What is produced by the leaf? Now during photosynthesis, what is produced? First of all, photosynthesis reaction. For photosynthesis, CO2 is used along with water. In the presence of, you need sunlight, and then produces C6H12O6 plus O2. This is what balancing and all we'll see later. First thing is for photosynthesis. Oxygen is produced and glucose on the other side, right, on the product side. So we have product here, and we have the component which is giving you this one, so reactant here. Now what we have, let's see, oxygen is there, yes, glucose is also here, fine. So these two options are there, but here as you can see, glucose and oxygen is both here. That means water and carbon dioxide. The B1 is the correct one, 12th one. Okay, moving to the next question. The diagram shows a cross section of a part of a leaf. Okay, Let me give you one more thing. Whenever you are stuck in particular kind of question, no, always follow the wrong one out or omit the wrong answers first. Easily you can land on the correct one. The diagram shows a cross section of part of a cell. Now this is what a leaf diagram is there, and we know that upper this is the mesophyll cell, these are the spongy mesophyll cells, okay, and this is the xylem and phloem here completely together as a vascular bundle. So this is the direct picture from the textbook. What are the names of region 1, 2 and 3? 1, 2 and 3. Now we know the 1 is the vascular bundle as said. So C and D we have two options. Now second is palisade mesophyll cell and spongy is the third one. So this is what we have. Just check out the diagram carefully. Try to understand the diagram. These are many times, because from grade 9, grade 10 you are learning parts of a leaf or the structure of the leaf. So you must be familiar with at least these things. These are the vascular bundle containing xylem and phloem in this. Okay, and this is palisade mesophyll cells, PMS, and this is spongy mesophyll cell, PMC. Okay, palisade mesophyll cell. Now 13th is done. Next, moving to the 14th one, and we are going to reach half of the questions here. Why is iron an important component of human diet? Iron function is what? Scurvy, that is for vitamin C. Strengthening, we have calcium, so calcium, vitamin C here. Rickets, it is D. Last one, see, like this you come to the correct one, and that is iron is needed for hemoglobin, and if hemoglobin is not there, the disease named as, now let me do this, you can name it in the comment box. What is the name of the disease if the iron or iron component is less in the body? Okay, something with Anna. Okay, moving to the next one. The diagram shows the digestive system, and where does egestion takes place? Of course, egestion is removal of the waste material. Fine, and the answer should be, it's very easy, right? Egestion doesn't take from mouth. This is the stomach, the next one is the small intestine, and the last one is the anus here. Pretty easy. This May-June series was a little bit, oh no, very easy actually for the core student. Now 16th one, the diagram shows 4 different types of teeth in the upper and lower jaw in a human mouth. Now which letter identify the letter of teeth shown in the diagram? Now okay, so what we have, upper jaw, lower jaw. Please remember the dental formula, 21 23, 2 1 2 3. For what? I see Prime Minister. I see Prime Minister. I stands for incisor, C stands for canine, P stands for premolar and molar. So I'll just write here, this is pre, this is molar, this is canine, and this is incisor. Okay, so you should remember the dental formula, ICPM 2123. So first one is I, and this is for the one side of the jaw. So we have 4. If you multiply with this one with 4, you will get ICPM. So 4 into 2, 8, 4, 8, and this should make you the total of 32. Correct? 20, 28, 32. Total this is 32. Now incisor are how many? 8 on the, now let's see how does it help it. Identify the diagram. W is a canine. Where is W? Okay, here something at this one. 1 2 3 4. On the upper side, if one side of the jaw, this is like, we will divide it into half, so this should have 2 plus 2 4. So incisor should be 4. Okay, W, if it is stand for this. Okay, let's see, 1 2 3. Incisor it is 4. Okay, now canine it cannot be, because canines are pointed here. Okay, they are supposed very pointed here. So we have two options, C and D. Next one, X is a premolar or molar. Where is X? Molar, this one should be a X, right? And this is what is a molar side, right? You can see how the crowns are there. So the option is D here, molar. Y is the premolar, and the last one, Z, is a canine. So this stands the correct one here. Okay, so that's the correct answer, D here. Which row shows an enzyme with the correct site of production and product of digestion? Okay, enzyme, amylase, site of production, digestion. Amylase is always acting on starch, remember, and the starch should always be into the sugar or amino acids. Protein is for amino acid, starch is sugar, and again amino. So we have two options, B and C, amylase, protease. Okay, so the answer is very much clear. It is which one? Protease, enzyme, production site. But here amylase is stomach, no. Protease in a salivary, no. Amylase salivary, this is amylase, can be there by salivary gland, but it doesn't produce like production of digestion, amino acid, no. Protease is there, stomach is there, and protease works on protein and it produces amino acids. So this is the correct one. Okay, this production site is stomach, and protease works on protein, and protein are further digested to produce simple molecular form is amino acid. So D is the correct one. Okay, next one, 18th one. 18th, if we see now, the root of a plant are cut off and the stem is placed in a beaker containing liquid red stain. Okay, they ask you many times with that various kind of stain. Root is cut off and it is there in the water. After a few hours, in which part of this will show the color? You know, water is conducted by which tissue? And it is XY, xylem or phloem. Cuticle and style do not carry, they are the part of flower. Cuticle is over the leaf, right? So which one will there? Phloem is transporting food, prepared food material. So the option is D, it is xylem. Okay, next one. The diagram shows the blood vessel between the lung. So we have blood vessel between the lung, heart, kidney in the human. The arrow indicates the direction of flow. Which blood vessel labeled correctly here? Now let's see this one, which is labeled correctly. A, coronary artery. Artery, coronary? No. Is it pulmonary artery from the heart to the lung, from the lungs to the heart? Okay, no here. Then from the heart, the direction of blood is going aorta and to this one, towards the heart. No. Then from the heart, the blood is moving towards the kidney, and this is a renal vein which is shown. So renal is basically a kidney and it's moving towards, right? So this one is the correct one here. Fine. So C is the correct answer, renal vein. Moving to the 20th question. Still 20 more questions to go. Which statement describes the difference between the composition of inspired and expired air? Okay, composition of inspired and expired. We are doing revision actually in our school on the same topic. Inspired air is how much? CO2 is actually 0.04 and expired one is 4%. 21% of oxygen if I remember correctly, and this should be 16% of oxygen. So what is the percentage of CO2 is inspired is greater? Inspired air is greater. Is it true? Check. No. Percentage of, now oxygen is this, so percentage of oxygen inspired is greater than expired, 21, and this is 16. So third one, right? This is one of the answer. The percentage of carbon dioxide inspired air is less than the expired one, and this one is one of the statement. 0.04% and 4%. So inspired air is less than the expired air, and the 2 and 3 are both correct answers. So we have C. Thank you. C is the correct one. Next, the diagram shows apparatus that was used to investigate germination in seeds. Fine, germination in seed, and there is seed here. Wire mesh is present, chemical which absorbs the gas produced. Which gas they are producing during germination? Come on here. Seeds are producing gas called as CO2, and this is absorbed by either KOH or calcium carbonate. The colored liquid will move towards where? Or CO2. The other, which other substance must be present in the test tube for the seed to germinate? Oh, this we have to read the question properly. What should be present inside it? For germination, you require chlorophyll? No. Carbon dioxide? No. Carbon dioxide? No. Oxygen is the most important, and water. Basically, humidity is required for the germination purpose. The liquid will move towards it. Okay, I think that insect question is also there for extended one, and the liquid will move towards the organism. Fine. What is a product of anaerobic respiration in yeast? Oh, they were thinking a lot. Ethanol is there or lactic acid is there. What is the anaerobic respiration? In absence of anaerobic respiration, right? In absence of oxygen, it is taking place where the glucose C6H12O6 is converted into ethanol. Fine, this is what is there. So it's alcohol. Okay. Which organ excretes urea? Bladder, kidney, lung, stomach. Stomach, no. Lungs, no. So bladder and kidney now. Now tell me, bladder is something which is storing the urine. So who is doing it? It is kidney. Okay. Which type of pathogen transmission is by direct contact? Direct contact kind of thing. Direct is like air, blood, food, or surface. Which would be the correct one here? The one is direct transmission. That means the person is in direct contact. Air, indirect. Food, indirect. Spoiled. Okay. And then contaminated surface. No. So the correct answer will be B, because that's the direct contact. Okay. So just give me a moment. I'll be back. Okay, so there we go. Direct contact disease is the contaminated blood. Fine, and the disease can be transferred, like which one we are talking about? HIV, which can be directly transmitted due to contaminated blood. Fine. Next, 25th. The diagram shows the reflex arc, and we were doing few questions on this. Relay neuron, sensory neuron. Now please remember this. How does relay and sensory looks like? Sensory is having over the axon only, they will have cell body. Okay, dendrites here. This is what sensory neuron is. But if you see the relay neurons are basically both the sides. You will this kind of things will be there. This one, motor neuron, is a regular one that we have nerve ending in the end, and these are the dendrites, and this is the cell body, right? So this is cell body, this is axon, this is nerve ending, and this is motor, and this is relay. This diagram, sometimes they will ask 3 different type of neurons and which is what. So remember, sensory one will always have cell body here on the axon here. Now, which letter represents the relay neuron and the sensory neuron? Sensory will take the signal. Fine. So one thing is there, they are taking the signal. Which one is this? P is here, there is nothing. Okay, R is there, but it is to the muscles. So P should be sensory. Fine. And okay, so we have 2 options. Nothing, we don't have any options, only sensory, because it is connected to the sense organ here, and this is a muscle here. So P is only the sensory, which is, that means D should be your relay. Why? because as you can see, this is connecting the motor and relay. So Q is your relay. Okay. R is basically your motor. So I'll tell you about this also. Motor is this, sensory is this, and this one is relay in the gray matter. White matter, gray matter, there, brain. Okay, which hormone is produced by pancreas? Oh, adrenaline is produced by kidney. No. Okay, so that's wrong. Estrogen and testosterone both are from the female and male sex organs. So estrogen here is from female body, testosterone is in the male, produced by the male sex organ. Okay, so pancreas produces insulin, and that's the correct one. Fine. Next one. Which statement describes the correct examples of tropic response? Tropic means towards the light, towards the chemical growth, or moving away from them, whether positive or negative side. Gravitropism means towards the gravity, positive side. Okay, gravitropism is the growth of plant root away from the gravity. No, it is towards the gravity is the correct one. Now phototropism is towards the sunlight but away from the gravity. Okay, phototropism of growth of a plant shoot away from the sunlight or shoot towards the light. So these two options are correct, and the answer should be 2 and 4 are correct, means D is the correct answer. Okay, moving to the 28, 29 and 31 questions. Okay, which statement applies to antibiotics? Antibiotics kills which pathogen here? Bacteria, virus? They are produced by platelets or they are produced by white blood cells? Antibiotics. Okay, if you know the drugs topic, drugs and diseases, they are having like 2 to 3 marks of weightage here. So virus cannot be killed by viruses. Antibiotics cannot kill viruses. Fine. Platelets, it's a blood component, so it doesn't produce it. Antibiotics, we take tablet, right? So they are produced by white blood cell? No. So the answer which is correct is A, and that is kill bacteria. Okay. Next, 4 statement about different types of reproductions are listed, and which statement describes the sexual reproduction? Fine. Offsprings are produced that are genetically different. Sexually, 2 different kind of gametes are there, so of course here it is genetically different. Genetical identical is basically in asexual reproduction. Papaya to papaya, mango like that, human being to human being, but variations will be there in human being. Okay. Next one, it occurs in animals, and the nuclei of 2 gametes fused in fertilization. Nuclei of 2 gametes fuse in fertilization. That's not the correct one. So happening in the it occurs only in animals? No. It also happens in flowers, sexual reproduction, right? So this is also not the 2 of the new gametes. Okay, so X chromosome, that is sperm, my bad, sperm and ova, whether it is X chromosome or Y chromosome, and then ova is either X and X only it will be. So nuclei of this 2 will fuse together to form either XX individual or XY individual here, right? So 2 gametes fuse in fertilization, formation of zygote takes place, and that is one. Which one is correct? First one statement and 4th statement. So this is B. Okay, 1 and 4 is both correct here. Next question, what happens to the uterus lining at the start of menstrual cycle? Starting itself, you know that the uterus lining breaks down. It's the first answer itself correct. Lining will have grown in a new blood vessels. This will take later, not first one. Okay, starting of the menstrual cycle is breaking down. Embryo implant and all this won't happen only in this, so nothing here. This is after pregnancy only. Uterus lining repairing thickness. No, this is implant is during that time. Okay, this is after menstrual which happens. Now, what can reduce the transmission of HIV? Can reduce the transmission of HIV. HIV is a sexually transmitted disease, so use of condom is the more relatable. Oh God, how the core question paper is set. It is talking about disease and they're using hygiene, clean water, sewage. Guys, please check out. Okay, that's very easy. You can finish it, I think, by 20-30 minutes itself. What are alternative form of gene called as? Oh, allele, chromosome, genotype, phenotype. Phenotype, genotype, this is related to why, like this is for your characteristics. Genotype, you represent in the chromosome forms. Chromosomes are the complex form here, okay, in the nucleus, and the alternative form of gene is called as allele, right? Okay. 33. Human produce two types of earwax, either wet or dry. Which row determines the variation in human earwax? Fine. Type of variation, is it continuous or is it discontinuous? Okay. So first thing, earwax is a discontinuous. It's not the continuous thing that we can see. Controlled by what? Gene, environment, gene only, genes only. Okay, this is what we have options. Okay, so the answer should be D here. Discontinuous. And if you are getting stuck that continuous and discontinuous, check out this one, earwax. Environment do not help in this one, earwax. Okay, it's about the genes here. So genes and genes, the answer. Continuous, discontinuous, it's a discontinuous variation kind of thing. Okay, moving to the 34th year. Now, giraffes are mammals that have long neck. This enables them to eat leaves from the tall tree. One of theories how giraffe developed long neck is natural selection, which is being omitted from CBSE by Indian government. Natural selection, पता नहीं क्यों, but still, चलो. Which statement is a part of explanation for the development of long neck in giraffe by natural selection? Giraffe with natural long neck were better adapted to the environment than giraffe. Yeah, as long necks were having enough amount of food, they survived for a long duration of time then compared to the giraffe with shorter, because as the environment was changing, the animal also has underwent the change, or you say adaptation. Human selected giraffe? No, there is no competition for food. There was no tree in the environment. If there is no tree, then how they will grow or survive? Okay, so A is the correct one. Now, alpine plant grow on mountain at high altitude. Alpine plant can grow only for a few months because they are covered in snow for most of the year. What are most likely adaptive feature of alpine? Now it is in colder region, so what should be it? Flower quickly and produce seed quickly. If they have very less survival time, that means they can reproduce within this time, growth has to shown. That means they have to show quick growth of flower and seeds also. Flower is quickly and produce seeds slowly cannot happen. They both have to do quickly so that they can pass on their genes to the next generation. Okay, the answer you will get within this keyword, few months, means that is very rapid to happen. Okay, moving to 36th, diagram of a food web. Which animal is a secondary consumer? Which one is a secondary consumer? This is a producer, secondary consumer, primary, 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 and which one is the secondary? Diving beetle is one of the option given here. Water boatman is not there. Water spider is also not there. So the only option which is there, this is primary consumer, secondary consumer. Okay, so the answer is diving beetle. Fine, that's the answer here. 36th, and then moving to 37th year is about population. Okay, the graph shows number of herbivores in a habitat over a period of time. At time x, time x represents time, and the carnivores are removed from the habitat. Which graph shows the effect of this on the number of herbivores? So let's see. At time x, the carnivores are removed from the habitat. That means the carnivores are not there, right, over a period of time here in this graph, as you can see. Which graph shows the effect of this on the herbivorous animal? Now carnivores are not there. That means what will happen to the herbivorous animal? Number of herbivorous animal will decline over a period of time, or it will reach to 0, or it will drop here. Everything it is showing is decreasing only. But as we know, when there is no predator, the herbivorous animal will grow or increase in the number, right? So the population should increase in the number. So the answer is A. Next one is some statement about food productions are listed here. Agriculture machines allow the efficient use of large area of land. Herbicide increase the competition of crop plant with weeds, and selective breeding improves production in livestock. Fine. No. Agriculture machines allow the efficient use of larger area of land. Correct. Machineries are better for doing the work very efficiently. Herbicides increase the competition of crop plant with weed. Herbicide is to kill, okay, the weeds. So this is not this one, correct one. So selective breeding improves production in livestock. Selective breeding means you select the characteristics of animal, breed them, and then you get a better hybrid organism. And selective breeding improves the production of the livestock. So both 1 and 3 is correct. You go for the C option. What is one way endangered species can be conserved? What is one way endangered species can be conserved? Monoculture? No. Over-harvesting? No. Reducing bioconservation? Conservation is about seed bank. Okay? It's easy one. Protecting the seeds, keeping the seeds for the future generation. Now, the table shows the feature of 4 different types of bacteria. Which type of bacteria would be most useful in biotechnology? Reproduction rate, reproduction of the cell division per hour, 3, 5, 1, and this is 3. That means one is reproduction rate is very high in this one and this one, so we can take this 2, A and D. But ability to make complex molecule is very low and this is very high. So ability to make the complex molecule is high means we can take this one, like how we use microbes for production of bioinsulin, right? A complex material. And that's the end of the paper. How much time we took to complete this, and with that too of explanation, is about 46 minutes. Fine. And in the end, this is the QR code. And this QR code is, the reason is here because, guys, this is an educational platform, and you know on YouTube educational platforms or educational channels get very less pay, or the YouTube do not pay at all. The second reason, it's not for me. The money or the donation that you are going to do, or I hope you will do it, this is for the school or for the underprivileged people, those who are there in the village area. Specifically in Maharashtra, in my village, earlier there used to be a primary school, but now there is no school at all, and small kids, very small, of the age group of 7 to 15, in this age group, the small kids or these children take Maharashtra government transport or some ride or some lift and travel around 17 to 18 kilometers for the next generation, for the next school, actually for the next generation, not for the next school. Okay, and the nearest school is around 18 kilometers away, and they have to travel only via bus, and that too the government bus. So my plan is to have a school in my village, a small school, and I know the dream is too big, but I hope from your support, from your contribution, we can actually build a school in my native place where we can have a better education, and that's the right of every child. And that's what a small gesture of thankfulness for my native place, that they have supported me when I was very small. So I hope if this video feels that you can donate from minimum to 10 to 50, whatever you want. Okay, on this QR code, scan it, and I hope those who are watching this video will definitely help us, because it's we the people who can support them. Thank you very much for being during this journey from question 1 to 40. Listening to the video, it's very lengthy. I know it, you may get bored, but this is the exam time and I hope you will do very good, very well. And please, please, please don't forget your parents and teachers' blessings, because that's also very important. Any doubts you can ask your teacher. If you have time, if they are not able to give your time, then please put your comments in the chat box. I will be there to answer your questions, your queries, tips, and how to do the last minute revision for your exam. So see you in the next video, and till then, thank you very much, and thank you a lot for supporting this channel. Do share, do subscribe, and please, if it is possible, please donate. Thank you.